Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Libra new moon video. I didn't want to miss this. It's crazy today as I'm doing this. Facebook's down, Instagram's down, and I realize I don't spend that much time on either. I didn't even recognize it at first because of the themes that we're going to talk about right now, which have everything to do with balance. And anything that is a time suck is taking away your balance. So for all of you, welcome if you're here live. If you have questions, please feel free to ask them all. And we're going to get into this idea of really harnessing the power of balance in life in order to make brilliant things happen. And first, what happens when you think of the word balance? Do you think it's boring? Do you think it's unattainable? Do you think it's for other people? Do you think that's a novelty? It's just, it's not a thing that you can have in your life because you're so busy. What happens when you think of the word balance? Because we're going to be talking about balancing and opening doors. There's a lot happening right now. There are tons of planets coming into Libra by Wednesday. Lots of this balancing energy, but balance does not mean Zen sitting on a mountaintop. It can for you, but balance basically means your optimal flow and feeling really great and still having tons of energy and just all the things. So yes, controlling your lifestyle, feeling like everything is in a dynamic flow. Feeling like you're resting enough, feeling that you are eating in ways that give you energy or that make you feel joyful. Joyful, joyful is also balance. Being able to stay centered and calm in chaos is a form of balance. What is for you the thing that feels the most out of balance? That is a big question. What for you feels the most out of balance? And by exploring that question for yourself, you can really commit to balancing that in the month ahead or working on balancing that. It's not always just a one-shot deal, but every step you take toward more balance will create amazing things in your life. So now, let's get into this. Not only is it this beautiful Libra new moon on Wednesday, but Pluto goes direct. Pluto is a planet that has all to do with transformation, big transformation. So transformation, it's a slow moving planet, and it actually speaks a lot to how transformation actually happens. We hear a lot about instant transformation, instant things, and there are some things that are instant transformation, which we'll talk about with house cleaning in just a few minutes. But transformation of things within you, transformation of your business, transformation of your thinking, transformation of your well-being, all of these things are a process. And embracing the spirit of the process is so huge. How many of you resist things that are going to take time because you don't have the time for that, or you want something that's gratifying right now? I was just thinking about that today because people keep asking me to make a video about the skincare I use, which even though it's not my work, and everything I do is stuff that isn't instant. I don't have any sort of instant like glow, whatever it is. Everything is progressive over time. And I was literally thinking when I was getting ready to sit down and do this, and I was washing my face, I was like, I don't know if I can make a YouTube video about this because I don't know how many people would be down for the process of seeing things actually transform over time. The long game is in the spotlight. So not just the short-term gains, but the long game. So do you feel open to embracing the spirit of the long game, of the things that maybe you'll see incremental progress, but over time is when you see this huge, lasting, real transformation? This is the stuff that interests me. I'm not interested in flash in the pan kind of things. When you're talking about making changes in your home, making changes in your life, that stuff it's a process, and it takes kind of really sticking with it over time. I know you hear exactly, you're transforming things, but you just can't always see all the things. But what you know, and people always ask me, how do I know if I'm on the right track? Because you feel really good and you do see progress. You just might not see the total transformation for some time. It's like your house. Every client I work with, no matter who they are, no matter what it is that they're doing, changing things in your house might take a week, might take a month. Some projects span over the course of a year, renovating things. Some projects, you have to go more slowly. Sometimes decluttering can take a whole year. That's okay. A lot of times people shy away from the big projects and the bigger transformation because it's going to take too much time. But these incremental bits of time that build and build and build create empires. They create massive change. Things go like this, and then all of a sudden one day you're like, everything's changed. How did that happen? So I encourage you to play the long game with the things that matter the most to you, because ultimately you're always going to be growing. And that's what this is about. So at the time when Pluto goes direct, the same time as this Libra new moon, it is a time of taking stock of what has transformed, what has changed, what have you learned, how have you grown in personal ways and in the things around you. But really look personally, what have I gained? How have I grown? And that is huge. Write it all down. Take stock of everything. Nothing is too small. Make a list. Write it all out. This is the wisdom that I've gained. These are the things that I've learned. This is how I've grown. I got through these challenges. I'm able to face these challenges. I am looking at life through a different lens in this regard. My business is so different. The way I conduct myself with others, I've learned new conversational skills, new communication skills, whatever it is, however you have grown, take stock of it. Really get it down on paper. It's something really magnificent to really look at all this growth going back a year. And you'll be amazed to see there are lots of things you've learned, big and small, from a new recipe to a whole new way of exercising or looking at life, a new mindset, a whole new level of income. You might have had all sorts of things change. Take note of all of them. And it's so important if you're in the long game, when you're playing the long game and you're willing to kind of stay the course for the big wins, right? To really create an empire of your life. Seeing all that's changed is the kind of stuff to hold on to. It's the kind of stuff you want to be your touchstone, where you can say, if you think something's going too slow, go, wait a second, let me look at that list. This is all the stuff that happened within the course of a year, and I'm just getting started. Everything starts to grow exponentially. It's like a snowball. If you ever think of how momentum works, you have to move faster to get something to work. When you're rolling a snowball down a hill, it's going to start moving on its own faster and faster as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It has more mass, it has more weight, so it's going to go faster and faster and faster. The same happens with ideas. At first, it's slow putting it together, and then it starts to click, and then it gets bigger and bigger. And then I'm sure you've seen this, ideas take on a life of their own. But in order for them to take on a life of their own, in order for plants or a garden to take on a life of its own, and in order for things to grow and take on a life of its own, they take care. They take actual care and feeding and really investing energy within them. So ask yourself, because we're going to do new moon intentions, what is it that you want to invest this type of energy into? What do you want to feed? What do you want to expand and grow? So this is also considered a huge cosmic fresh start. And all fresh starts start with fresh energy at home, fresh energy in your life. It's a fresh season. There are holidays coming depending on where you live, and there's lots and lots to celebrate. So let's start at home by breathing some fresh air and fresh energy into your space. Almost always you'll hear me say, if it's a new moon, a full moon, clean your house. Clean your house, clear everything, and do a little opening up of the windows, opening up even of drawers, closets, cabinets. Get fresh air, get rid of stagnation. Even if you don't believe that that's what it's doing, the fresh air will be uplifting in and of itself. So open some windows, clean your house, really enjoy it. Enjoy the process, because this is an opening. This isn't about perfect or forcing yourself. It's a flow. Libra, again, is not about like hard driving. It's about finding a lot of equilibrium in all things that you do. So now, open everything up, clean, get your front door fabulous. If you live in a condo, an apartment, you can't do much to your front door. Even just take your vacuum if you have carpet out there and vacuum. Even if the building does it for you, do it yourself. If you have nothing outside your front door, like you just have concrete or whatever it is, sweep the path. And you might say someone else does it. Someone else does it in my home too, but I do it every day in between. It's so great. It's a great practice. It's an energy practice. Think of it as sweeping your mind clear, sweeping the doors open, opening up to new opportunities. This is a time, October is so full of powerful energy. There's so much Mars. There's so much active energy. And there's so much that's going to start moving forward. So many planets that have been retrograde, not just Pluto, but then Jupiter and Mercury and Saturn, like all these planets are going to be speeding forward. And as they do, the energy is going to pick up. You want to have the doors open. You want to have things open. You want to have a path open so that you can actually receive all the amazing things coming into your life. And this is symbolic, but it really has, when you practice something like sweeping or vacuuming or mopping or whatever it is, and you do it regularly and you do it intentionally, it really does shift energy in a big way. So get that doorway, that entranceway clear. It's also a great time, celebratory time. Get up the fall or spring, wherever you are, decorations. If you live somewhere where it's spring, you might have pots of flowers outside. You might have bulbs that are about to spring out of the ground. If you're in the fall, where I am, I'm in the fall, it can be fabulous pumpkins. It can be fabulous gourds. It can be all sorts of decorations. I've been watching from afar on social media all my family in New Jersey getting their homes ready for the holidays, because they really have seasons. We don't really have seasons in LA like that. And just getting everything ready for Halloween and seeing those things start to perk up, especially after 2020. Just having that fresh life, that celebratory air makes such a big difference. So again, it's going to bring more energy in. Now, pumpkins are considered to be, in some ancient practices, lucky. I don't think anything is lucky in and of itself, but pumpkins certainly are symbols of the harvest and abundance. Gourds are as well symbols of the harvest. And so your pumpkins, your gourds, you can gather them all up. You can do something beautiful at your doorway. You could do them on a coffee table. You can make a centerpiece for your house, put them on the mantle. It brings lots of that earthy, again, grounding, balancing energy. Even though Libra is an air sign, it is very much about that equilibrium that comes from your center. So centered, grounding, powerful, very big energy makes a big difference. Now, once you feel like you have your home feeling really sparkly, feeling good. It feels fresh. Sorry, guys. Mm. I don't have my water. That's the one thing I forgot. One thing that you can do, which can be incredibly helpful, is to make room to grow. So, lots of you are chatting about decluttering right now in the comments, and making room to grow includes decluttering, but you don't have to declutter massively right now. You might want to look at what needs more room to grow. So, take a look at your bookshelves. Are they stuffed? If your bookshelves are stuffed, how are you going to be able to bring in more books? Go through. There might be some books to gift, to lend out to others, to just kind of donate, get out into the world, bring to your library, and now you have some room to grow. One of the things I'll be doing right now, I'm waiting for my pots to arrive, is repotting my plants. They have gotten enormous. If you could see, I have a 5 foot snake plant on my desk right now, and it's got about 4 feet left to grow before it hits the ceiling from where it is. It's a really high ceiling. I am going to get it a double-sized pot and see what happens. Making room to grow by repotting things makes such a big difference. Symbolically, you are making room for you to grow in abundance. This is an abundance time. This is an abundance time and an abundance year ahead. Many astrologers have said that this month sets up the energies that are going to be with us for months to come and for possibly the whole entire year ahead. So make room to grow. Make room to grow. And for those of you struggling with decluttering and feeling like it's taking forever, pay attention to what you're bringing in. Um, while letting things go might be a process that takes a long time, and I totally understand that. At the same time, you want to really be aware of what you are open to receiving. That's part of creating balance. So if you've been decluttering for many years and you feel like you're not making progress, is it because lots of new things are coming in? Do you have to say no to some things? Do you have to implement a policy where you don't bring a new thing in until you let one go so that you're not kind of piling on the stuff to get rid of? Is it time to say no to people who want to store things in your house or keep things in your garage or whatever it might be? Is it time to create boundaries? And create boundaries even with your shopping, which can also be abundant and save you tons of money because you realize I don't really need most of the stuff that I am about to purchase. I don't need it at all. So that's one way to look again at creating more balance. And if it's really hard to let things go, do more energy clearing. In the link below, you will find a link to linked below. You will find the link to the free Feng Shui Wealth video series. Just doing these videos alone, it's the prelude to the cash camp, but it's about an hour of Feng Shui rituals and this amazing project. It's my favorite manifesting project. It's so much fun and it's so effective that will help you to deeply clear some energy and also magnetize your home to create more space for abundance. One of the things that you can use as perhaps a little leverage for yourself in letting things go is that as you let things go, you make room for more abundance to come into your life. It is what Catherine Ponder calls the cleansing law of prosperity. It is so powerful. It is so transformational. And so if you were, and I say this a lot in the camps, in the Feng Shui camps, if I were to give you, let's just say $100,000, if you decluttered your house by the end of the week, and the check was just waiting for you, would you declutter your house in a week? Would you get it all done? I bet most people would. You might not sleep for a week and you would get it done because you would feel there was a material reward in it. And a lot, yes, 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 yes. There is a material reward in it. And I have seen this. I have thousands of people have done the New Year Catalyst Camp, which is the decluttering camp. And so many thousands of people have done the camps in general, and in the letting things go, new abundance never fails to arrive in all kinds of ways, whether it's new relationships, new money, new jobs, new opportunities, sometimes even finding money while you're decluttering. So this is incredibly powerful. And lots of people, even financial experts like Susie Orman, agree that actually, if you were now, all of you who are saying, yes, you would get it done in a week if you were going to get $100,000, Susie Orman says that clutter in your house translates into clutter in all aspects of your life, including your finances. Think of all the money that will come to you in all ways, all the energy, all the joy, and don't get discouraged. It might be a lot easier to let things go when you know that there is no scarcity. Sorry, guys. There's no scarcity. There's an abundance of everything. You can always get new things. Sentimental stuff, keep it. But not everything's sentimental. I can guarantee you that you're holding on to. Start a new chapter. Believe in all the abundance that is waiting for you. It's so exciting. And so that's great. I'm so glad I mentioned that. I wasn't even going to get deep into that, but thank you all for leading me in that direction. It is such a big deal. Free yourself from all the things that take you out of your space of feeling balanced and present and grounded. And you're going to find that worlds open up. This new moon is about opening to new opportunities, getting that sense within yourself that you're ready to take a creative risk. You're ready to take a leap. You're ready to go forward. And a lot of that readiness comes when you feel more grounded, more centered, more calm. You might even want to start eating more grounding foods, squashes, gourds, not gourds. You don't really eat gourds, do you? Squashes, root vegetables, pumpkins, like all sorts of grounding foods that are considered of the season can be so epic also in helping you feel more present, more centered, more cozy. Cozy is a big thing. We'll talk more about that as we progress into winter. Sorry, guys, I'm going to have water next time. I just keep coughing. There's a lot of, we don't have real seasons here. There's just a lot of dust and fires and all sorts of things in the air. And I can't have an air purifier on or an air conditioner, or you can't hear me. So I will make sure to have water next time like I usually do. Now, let's get into the sense of Mars. Before that, let's get into the sense of self-care, because this is also a time when you talk about creating more balance. It's about generating more energy effectively. One of the things I've been doing is Qigong and Tai Chi. I have an app from my friend Tara Stiles, Strala Home. Strala Yoga is so much fun and so easy and so flowing and so freeing. And the Tai Chi program that her husband Mike has on the app is so cool. I feel like I am really becoming mindful about how I'm moving, noticing my feet, noticing my body. It's an awareness that I haven't had in this way, and noticing like body and breath. For some of you, it might be yoga. For some of you, it might be walking. It might be anything that you need that's going to give you this flow and build your energy. Really, really powerful. So movement that brings you energy, movement that revitalizes and also balances you. Fantastic. It might be breath work. Some of you might get into breath work. You might do breath work, whether it's different breathing exercises like alternate nostril breathing or breath of fire, or some of you might do other breathing techniques. All fantastic. Really harnessing your dynamic energy while you feel really great. Also, it's a great time to think about more beautifying self-care that you can make the natural, getting into the natural stuff, getting into your kitchen, making a sugar scrub, a salt scrub, a lotion, a hair potion. I love making these things, especially in the fall and winter when it feels like incredibly creative and nourishing, and it feels like it brings more light into my home and life. You really glow from within, and all of these things are inexpensive. You could find tons of ideas online and go with what's easy and what really is pulling you toward it, because that's the stuff that's going to be the most fun for you. My favorite scrub that I make just about every fall kind of holiday season is brown sugar, olive oil, and honey. I don't know the proportions exactly because it's always different every time I do it, but it's mostly sugar, and the other pretty much half of it is brown sugar and honey. It's olive oil and honey. So the liquid part is about half as much as the sugar part. And then I just improvise. If I think, oh, it could use a little more oil, I'll put that in. If I have too much, I'll add more sugar. So it's not a perfect mix. It's always a little bit different, but you might have your favorites. Indulge in all of it. I've been excited to experiment with making bath bombs. I'm always buying them. I thought it would be fun to try to make them. All of this brings more creativity to life. And this is an active, creative time. So now let's talk about Mars, because Mars is prominent and Mars is moving and prominent, and Jupiter is going to also be speeding forward, which is more of that expansion and abundance and wealth and prosperity. And so for all of you, you can think about this. Where do you want to expand? What do you want to act upon now? When you make a wish list or an intention list, does it feel far away from you? Does it feel like a whole bunch of things need to happen before you can finally get into this? Instead, make your wish list of things you want to actively accomplish right now. It's going to be an active list, an activated list, and just write down everything you want from the month, everything you want to create, everything you want to do, everything you want to achieve, everything you want to manifest, everything you want to share as well. And I can't state that enough. It's one thing to bring in all this beautiful energy and summon all this creativity and take these beautiful risks and open all these doors up and lean into more abundance. But it doesn't mean anything if you don't share it with others, right? It's not really that fun always. I like solo vacations sometimes, but it's a lot of fun when it's with friends. It's a lot of fun to share things. It's a lot of fun to be able to give openly. It's a lot of fun to be able to give your time, your expertise. This is a time of a lot of synergy. If you've been wanting to pair up with someone as a workout partner, a brainstorming partner, an accountability buddy, a goal buddy, now is a fantastic time to do that. If you've been looking to mentor someone, to help someone, to just find ways to do that, to share your gifts with more people, put that out into the universe. Ask people if they need help. There are so many people who can benefit from your wisdom outside of necessarily the work you do. It's so rewarding. There's nothing, I think it's, for me, it's the whole reason of doing this is to be able to share it with people. Because what good is it if it's just me alone? We don't live alone on an island. Life is collaborative. It's also active. And so Mars is about that action. Inspired action, natural momentum, what's going to move you forward. Don't write down things because they sound good or someone told you you should do them. Write down things that speak to you, that call you in, that make you go, yes, this is what I want. That's what this energy is all about. It's going to be a time of lots of holidays ahead, lots of fun to come. And I am just so grateful that there's just so much that's so good always, and something amazing is always about to happen. So I'm going to check your comments really fast. If you've watched this, you have questions, comments, leave them below. Yes, I know I could take a water break, but I made it through. I'm very happy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You love Qigong. Amazing. I know sometimes it's hard to let things go, but keep remembering that cleansing law of prosperity. Remember that if I were going to give you $100,000 for decluttering your house in a week, that you would do it, which means you absolutely can do it and you're aware that you can do it. So bring those rewards to all things. Understand the rewards will come, and be willing to lean into the abyss and just go, I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm opening up to all the opportunities. I am letting go of all these feelings of scarcity, like I need to hold on to things. I am being free flowing, leaning into the universe and allowing things to come, giving them away, sharing them with others. And in that, with that long game perspective in mind, you will build empires in your life. And that's so fun. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. It is always such a joy. And if you have things you'd like to see me make videos of beyond our lives, you know, I'm always making videos and I haven't made them in a few weeks. So I'm going to start making lots and lots and lots and lots of videos. If you have things that you want to know more about, please let me know. I would love to make videos for you. Also, again, below, you'll find the free Love Feng Shui video series, The Prelude to the Cash Camp. It is so much fun. I hope you love it. I hope you enjoy it thoroughly. And if there's any way I can help, I'm so happy to. Have a wonderful new moon on Wednesday. And if you're watching this after Wednesday or come back to it, it all still applies at all times. There's never a time where opening doors to the new, balancing your life, revitalizing, getting into that creative self-care, making room to grow. It's always amazing. I will see you guys soon. Mwah. Bye, everyone.